Tim Callahan. I'm Vice President of Operations at Trek Bicycle in Waterloo, Wisconsin, responsible for global manufacturing operations. In addition to that, I also run the IT department at Trek and been doing it for 12 years there. I've been involved with dogs now since I was a little kid. Started off with a Beagle as a kid and hunted rabbits and had a lot of fun with that. About 12 years ago, we started getting really serious about dogs and heard about Tom at a hunting club, and folks had recommended that he was very good at what he did and would be able to really transform my dog into something that I wanted and would be very proud of, really turn it into a world-class hunting dog. And went to see him, had my dog there, and Tom did some fantastic things with the dog. Old Bubba is the dog's name. He force broke him, and as a result of that, Bubba could retrieve anything. And then he straightened out his points, straightened out some of the idiosyncrasies that Bubba had, where he held better, he looked great, and really turned into a world-class hunting dog. We won the Wisconsin Open. We came in second a whole bunch of times, or actually came in fourth for Dog of the Year. And then at the hunting clubs, they used to have championships for the club. We won that several years in a row at 2 different clubs, so we're pretty proud of what Bubba did. And I got to tell you, the only reason that we were able to do that is the training that he got and the way that Bubba retrieves. So Tom just really took a dog that wouldn't pick up anything and really was able to figure out and train him so that he could retrieve, I think, as good as any lab. I've seen Bubba make 300-400 yard retrieves, and that's not exaggerating. Well, after we had Bubba for a while and talking to Tom, he started talking about field trials. And we happened to be at the cancer shoot at Warren Valley, and Tom was there participating in it, told me he had a bunch of puppies on the ground and said, come on out and take a look at them. Well, at the time we had a couple, and I'm like, I really don't need another dog, but we came out, my wife was with me, she saw Ruby, the puppy, picks her up, looks at her, looked at me and said, we're taking this one home. And Tom did an unbelievable job with that dog. Ruby has gone on to win Dog of the Year for Wisconsin and Minnesota in the Derby Grouse Trials. She came in number 3 in the nation as English Setter Derby that year. She won the Wisconsin championship as a Derby, took 2nd in Minnesota that year. And Ruby ended up, I think so far she's had something like 14 or 16 different placements in various field trials. And the thing that Tom was able to do with her that I don't think a lot of other people have been able to do is she's competitive in horseback trials, walking trials, grouse trials, and then I can take that dog and go to a game farm and go hunt her at a game farm. She'll hunt real close. And then the thing I enjoy the most is going grouse hunting. She can go work the grouse woods, handle the birds great, handle great for you, and she's just the kind of dog that you really enjoy being around, people enjoy being around, and is very, very friendly. It's out of Tom's breeding. Tom had a dog called Dale Creek Mac, and he had bred that to Dale Creek Ambition, and that's how he'd come up with Ruby. So Ruby has just been fantastic in the trials that we've been in with her, and she's really been able to show me something that I had never seen before. And the thing about Tom, when you talk about training, anybody can send their dog off to be trained, and you can get back your dog and the dog will do very well. But you know, the thing that's different about Tom is that he actually trains you, okay? And that's the key difference, because that dog will do things for Tom, but unless it does it for you, it really isn't that good of a dog. It's great if Tom runs it, but I like to run the dog myself and I like to have the dog with me. So what he did is he not only trained the dog, but he showed me and corrected me as to the things that I did wrong, things that I could do better, and coached and counseled me as we went through the whole field trial process. And the nice thing about that is Tom also was able to give me coaching and counseling about you did this right, you did that wrong. And as a result, I think I've become a better hunter, I've become a better field trialer, and I enjoy my dog more. Because the big thing is I want to be able to enjoy the dog, have a great time, and be very proud of it. So what's he giving me? A world-class hunting dog and a world-class field trial dog. So we ended up with a male and a female. So we've had those now that are 11 months old. Tom has them. He had them out here. He trained them. And as a result, those dogs aren't even a year old yet. And believe it or not, they've placed in, let's see, Ruby has placed 3 times and Frank has placed twice in open Derby class competition. I think that's unheard of when you've got a dog that's less than a year old competing against dogs that are 2.5 years old. Obviously genetics, obviously the dog plays a big part of it, but I got to tell you, you can have all that, but if somebody's not coaching, counseling, molding that dog to be able to do that, it isn't going to happen. And that's something that Tom has been able to do. And I've seen a wide variety of trainers. I've been exposed to an awful lot. And to be honest, for me, Tom has worked out fantastic. It's really been a fantastic experience for us.